What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin today. It is the 4th day of November, and here we are sitting at about $86.7 right now. We've got 9 hours and 50 minutes left in the day. You guys hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? I've got some bullish prospects ahead for Litecoin, some very bullish prospects. I really do think that LTC is next on the chopping block for this massive recovery, for this breakout of this overall cumulative phase here. You know, we look at coins like Zcash, okay? It's been around for quite some time, right? Litecoin's been around for quite some time too. And the phase that you had, it's obvious now that it's accumulative, right? But really, you bottomed out here in July of 2024. So you've been accumulating more or less, or you've seen accumulation maybe since June of 2023, July of 2024, slowly but surely accumulating. We look at Dash, and then the massive reaction we had with Zcash. The massive reaction we had with Dash here, and all you did was actually you were sloping down, lower lows and lower highs, but still accumulating in this range since 2023, right? Litecoin has been accumulating since 2022 in June, and notably accumulating higher lows and higher highs. It's undeniable the amount of accumulations that's gone on here. What I'm getting to, my friends, is that what we've seen happen with Dash, what we've seen happen with Zcash, Litecoin is going to make child's play out of that. It's going to make those moves seem cute, and you're going to rip. You're going to rip to new all-time highs, man. You're going to rip right up to $400 and beyond. I do theorize that Litecoin is the next one to pump on the list after Zcash, after Dash, then Litecoin, right? People are wondering right now. Everyone's looking on X.com. They're like, what's the next one going to be? It's going to be Litecoin. I think it's going to be Litecoin. And I have... This is not a form of analysis to back this up, but this is something that I regard still in my thoughts with Litecoin. And I was actually talking to a friend about this. I have a buddy who's been in crypto just as long as I have. He is far more successful of a crypto investor than I ever have been. I don't know what it is, man. If you're watching this, you know who you are. But he's got some kind of like intuition whenever it comes to this. Some very good intuition. He makes pretty good plays right before things happen. He bought Zcash right before it pumped. He called Dash to be the next one. He transferred some money into Dash, not at the low, but before it saw this 145% pump this month. He's saying Litecoin's going to be the next one, right? He called out Zcash before it really started to rally. He called out Dash before it really started to rally. And now he's calling out Litecoin, right? And I'm with it. I'm with it. You guys know for a long time we've been in favor of the idea of breaking out of this range for Litecoin. We did think it would happen sooner. But with this question going on in the air, there's a buzz on X.com. There's something for people to get behind, for them to believe that there are coins that are pumping, and you're seeing the community rally behind them, right? They're moving on from Zcash, they're moving on from Dash. What's the next one going to be? And don't get me wrong, Dash still has more to pump. Zcash still has more to pump, absolutely. Everything takes their turn. You'll probably notice that after Litecoin pumps, and then it cools off, maybe Zcash pumps again, or maybe Dash pumps again. They'll take their turns. You'll notice it, okay? But LTC, again, with these massive movements that we've seen here, let's actually just look strictly at Zcash and Dash. Shout out to Go Anders. You know who you are, man. I'm serious, man. I don't know what it is. You've got some kind of intuition with this stuff that's off the walls. Something that I think you can only acquire after being in the markets for multiple cycles. So that's really what it is, right? You're not getting played by your emotions, and you can see things more clearly. This guy, he made some pretty good calls recently. He's made good calls all year. Just one last shout out to my buddy there if you're watching this. $408 though. Look at the massive recovery. Look at where you went. Did you spend any time screwing around in this area? No. You just teleported, bro. All the way up above last cycle's high. That's what you did. Dash, you haven't teleported above last cycle's high, but you teleported above prices that you've been held down by since 2023, since 2022 even. You just straight teleported, man. How big of a pump did we see for both of these coins? And maybe not from the absolute low here, but just from where the starting point was to here, you saw a 14x, bro. Wow, crazy. This guy here, from this low to this high, has seen about a 7x. I don't think Dash is done growing yet. I think Dash is probably going to grow similar to Zcash. It probably might not be done until it hits this prices above its all-time high as well, or its prior cycle high as well. And then consolidate. I do think Zcash is going to consolidate a little bit right now. Or no, I'm sorry. I think Zcash will continue to rally, and then it'll consolidate once it's at like $900. That's crazy, man. Crazy move overall for Zcash. in that same perspective, here's Litecoin. It hasn't made a move yet. If it breaks out, where's it going to go? Is it going to make a 100% move? You spent all this time accumulating just for that? Are you going to make a 300% move? Dash saw a 7x. Zcash saw a 25, or hasn't seen a 25x yet. It will. Saw a 14x. 14x, 7.5x. Litecoin's going to get half that? I don't know. I think we're going to rip, man. I think we're going to rip all the way to new all-time highs. I believe from a high here to a low, I believe that we will win. I believe we're going to go all the way up to $800, man. And the crazy part is we could be there by the end of this year. We could really be there by the end of December. Litecoin could be, if not at $800, perhaps $1,400 by the end of December. And I'm throwing you guys for a whirlwind here. I am throwing you for a total spin because in the beginning of this area, we were talking about Litecoin going from $800 to $2,000 at the most. And then at various points in this, we've considered $4,000 to $6,000 and even higher targets. Very recently, we've looked at some charts that suggest that Litecoin will not make it really above $2,100 or $2,500. Something around this area is where it's going to go. I'm going to play with your hearts again. I think if we can see a $1,000 price or even an $800 price, if we can be up here by the end of 2025, I think it's possible that we do see a $4,500 to $6,300 Litecoin by the end of this cycle, which I know sounds crazy, but hear me out, right? That's a 50x move to a 70x move from here. It's very doable. Litecoin's seen bigger movements than that in its life. It absolutely has. You have a massive accumulation phase here, okay? And understand, it's not just this, okay? It's all of this. It's all of this. It's this whole triangle. You've been consolidating for multiple cycles. You have an accumulative phase that's large, that's lasting multiple years, several years, inside of a multi-cycle consolidation phase right here. The breakout that's going to correspond with this will be epic, and the proportion will be absolutely epic. So I thoroughly do believe... Oh my God, can you guys even hear me, by the way? I don't even know, man. The mic, wow. I haven't even checked my sound this whole time. That's crazy. I'm so glad that the mic did not... the mic is working. That's crazy. I wonder if you guys can hear me better now than a second ago. But Litecoin is going to pump at tremendous proportions. That's all I'm trying to say here. And I really do think that the next move, if you want to catch the next Dash, you want to catch the next Zcash, if you could buy at these levels before they started to pump, that's where Litecoin is now. And where it's going to go, nobody knows. We're all guessing here. But based off of what we've seen, 7.5x, 14x, I would safely assume that between now and the end of the year, Litecoin could do the same. $805 to $1,300, something like that, in that range, okay? Massive, massive potential. And Litecoin, for those of you that don't know, this might be the first time that you've really considered investing in Litecoin. Litecoin has some of the most merchant acceptance in crypto. We go to SuperGrok here. Let's see. List the top 5 cryptos by merchant acceptance, please. Sometimes Grok gets it wrong, but Litecoin should be like number 3. Okay, well, Tether doesn't count. Tether doesn't count. Okay, of course Tether, USDC, that those don't count. Okay, Bitcoin, Litecoin. You see it? More than Ethereum, more than USDC, Solana, Tron, ADA, Stellar Lumens, they're not even on here. Dogecoin, they're not even on here. By the way, Dogecoin its mining capabilities are heavily attributed to Litecoin's network. Okay? Litecoin is largely responsible for the success of Dogecoin. I don't know if many people know that. Look into that. Look up. Is that true? Is Litecoin responsible? Why is Litecoin responsible for Dogecoin's success? You'll figure it out. Look it up, right? People think I do trust me bro analysis. I get those comments, and that's like a meme these days. Is trust me bro. I get it, but I just want you to do your own research. I'm not here to do it for you, right? I'm here to tell you where I think the price is going to go, and that's really it, right? I can talk about fundamentals. We can do it. I don't know why. I feel like I'm better at talking about charts. I get tongue-tied whenever I try to talk about fundamentals. But fundamentally speaking, Litecoin is number 3. It's above Ethereum in overall merchant acceptance. And you don't think this one's next on the chopping block? Whenever we're pumping the Dino coins and we're wondering what the next big play might be, I think this one, man. This one right here. Anyways, I don't have anything else that I want to say. We're not really doing TA here. This has just been a motivational speech, if anything. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Litecoin can drop lower. It absolutely can drop lower from here, but I think being at 86 bucks, it's a perfect time. It's a perfect price to buy. You're below 100 bucks, well below 100 bucks. Low to high, relevantly speaking, you're at the 0.5. You're literally in the middle of this range of your overall low to high here. I think it's a perfect time to buy. I don't know, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. We're expecting Litecoin to see some tremendous strides higher over the coming weeks, over the coming months. And going into the end of the cycle, we really could see something that puts us up above $4,000 to $6,000 there. The targets are back on the table, my Litecoin friends, Litecoin army, whatever you guys are, Litecoin faithful. You have to be faithful at this point, right? $6,300, $4,500. That could be the cycle high. It is possible that we see a $13,500 price. $2,138 at a minimum by the end of the cycle. But again, if we're up at this area by the end of the year, I have a hard time imagining that this is our end of cycle top off, right? We'll probably push higher. Unless the end of the year really is the end of the cycle, but in which case, we'll still, that's immaculate growth in a very short amount of time. But I got nothing else, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves, all right? Buy the dip and hold the rip. You might get to sell the tip. Bye-bye.